I am a college student and I'm wanting to date for marriage. I am full of life and I keep up with my appearance, but I don't feel that I get approached by guys. What is your advice? Okay, this is a very, very great topic. And this is a question I get asked a lot by you ladies. And in my teachings and content, I do like to address the real life crisis that we are all facing, all of us, in the modern dating world, because it's real. It's real life. It's happening. That's why people are on the internet speaking up about it, because it's happening realistically out there. And also I like to cover the statistics. And statistically, more women are college educated than men now. So men are competing with us big time. And firstly, what I would suggest is that open up to the possibility of dating outside of college, outside of university campuses. And the reason for that being is that those men that are in college, firstly, you're going to find a lot that are more in your age range, and I suggest dating older anyway. And secondly, those men who you're seeing at school every single day, like they're just going to be programmed to compete with women. And this is just going to put you at less of an advantage of finding a high value family man. Now, of course, it is possible to find someone in college, and all in all, it comes down to the way that you are showing up. If you are showing up energetically feminine, but the chances are is that if he is in college, then he is not financially able and ready to provide, okay? And you need to find a man who is able and ready to provide. So before I even get into some of the tips, let me give you a few reasons as to why you may feel like you cannot attract guys, or maybe you feel that guys are just not approaching you. Because I used to be in this situation when I was younger. So just because you are dressing femininely doesn't necessarily mean that you are showing up energetically feminine, which means maybe your energy is very closed off. Maybe your body language is saying that you are not open and approachable. Maybe you do not smile enough. Maybe you're showing a lot of tension in the way that you walk or the way that you sit down. Maybe you're just showing a lot of tension in your face, and energetically, you're just completely closed off to men approaching you and receiving what the world has to offer. Or if you are looking down at your cell phone a lot, using social media when you are out and about and trying to socialize in the real world. And also, you could just not notice men approaching you and pursuing you, because I can almost guarantee you, if you are an attractive woman, you probably most definitely have men always approaching you, always, trying to get your number, things of that nature. Like, men are always going to be coming after you if you are a beautiful feminine woman. But that does not necessarily mean that every man is serious about you and wants to marry you. It's just that men's sexual energy tends to drive them towards beautiful women. And that's what initiates conversation with women. Because men are more feminized and more shy and weakened than ever before, you need to basically out-feminine them. You need to be as feminine as possible, more feminine than even women in previous generations, just because they are so weakened now. If you can master feminine openness and receptivity, you will outshine every other woman. Okay, and another reason why men may not approach you is if you are always in groups of other women. Now, I do encourage getting involved in big friend groups of men, women, singles, couples, all of this, like these big friend groups, where it's just mixed relationship statuses, people of all backgrounds and ethnicities. I do encourage getting involved in that. But if you are one of those college girls and you have, you always have your two girlfriends by your side, this is a bit more intimidating for men, especially men who are, by themselves doing their own thing. They're going to feel a bit more intimidated to come up and approach you and, ask for your number. So don't be afraid to flock alone sometimes and do things on your own. Take yourself out. And I do understand this is very vulnerable, especially for a young lady. It might be something that you have to, really build up the confidence to do. And it might take a while. I will be honest, it took me a while to get to that point. Now I have no problem going out alone, but I get that it's vulnerable, okay? And it's scary at first, and it does take a while. But just plant that seed in your mind, that you don't always have to have somebody with you, somebody eating dinner with you, because when you go out, you're going to see millions of people, eating dinner with their significant other or their children or a friend. You're not going to really find a lot of people who are going out alone. So that's going to help you to attract those that are and that are not afraid to do that just like you. Now, I will be the first to tell you to dress elegantly and modestly, but don't dress flashy, okay? So if you have designer handbags and wear a lot of designer earrings and brand names, save that for you and your girlfriends. Sometimes, especially younger men, will get the idea that you are extremely high maintenance, and that they just cannot afford you and afford what you like. And they feel like they are having to compete with you. If they think that you have all of the finances to buy all of these flashy designers, they don't want to have to compete with you, okay? They want to feel like you need them. So unless you are going to regularly put yourself in groups where everyone is wearing designer names, then I would suggest to be quiet with all of the flashiness, if that is a thing for you. So just dress quietly elegant, and wear confidence in what you wear. Okay? And in the places that you go outside of college campus, if men are approaching you, don't look uninterested. Okay? Because when women look uninterested, the average guy is going to just go on to the next one. He wants like feminine joy. He wants feminine receptivity. He wants to feel that openness in your energy. So I know some of you ladies are really closed off with physical affection, but become a hugger, okay? Men love physical touch. And if you have always been uncomfortable with hugging, learn to not be. Because becoming a hugger and not being afraid to like just genuinely have love for people, genuinely be open to people talking to you and starting conversation, that's always going to be the most attractive. So if they do ask you out or ask for your number, say yes, because this is going to give him more incentive to keep coming towards you. And I can honestly tell you that pretty much the number one compliment that I get is that I'm like a breath of fresh air, because and that I never get angry, right? I never get aggravated, because a lot of people now, they get so aggravated with people and they will just say mean things and start judging and being hateful towards other people. And you need to stand above that and outshine them. And this is not about thinking that you're better than anyone. It's about being a better example. And check your speech and the way that you talk to guys. Because a lot of women, unknowingly, they have these aggressive, harsh tones in their voice when they're speaking to men. And they have like this homegirl kind of vibe. And men put you into the category as one of the bros if you come off aggressive to them or you speak in a very harsh, pressing tone. Masculine men, they don't like that. They like soft femininity, and that does come across in your voice. So make sure that you are not being one of the homegirls, and you're speaking delicately, you're speaking daintily. Okay. So often I just study so many women who, the way that they talk to guys, they wonder why men won't, men are not bonding to them and falling in love with them. It's because they speak so aggressively. Okay. These women are also buying shots for the guys. They're being like one of the bros. So I strongly suggest working on your speech, your gestures, your mannerisms. All of these things can come off a bit aggressive and more testosterone rather than feminine. Also, if you are cursing a lot, it's like the most unladylike thing that a woman can do is like be an extreme cursor. It's just a bad habit. So we need to cut back on the cursing if that is something that you habitually do. Okay, so to wrap it up, if you are serious about dating for marriage, know that you are wifey material. Be a wife. Show up as a high value wife, a lady. And then rotational date, which I have a whole lesson on rotational dating in my feminine dating course. Okay, so there's over 6 hours of lessons in there for you ladies who are getting out there and dating. And sometimes that can be a bit uncomfortable and you don't really know where to start. But I have a whole course on this, and specifically on rotational dating, which I do highly encourage. Okay. Secondly, working on yourself spiritually and internally, because the more that you radiate from within, that's going to show in the outside. That's going to show to men that you are approachable and ready for marriage. I mean, you will be astonished at how many men are going to start approaching you, telling you that they want to snatch you up. They want to take you off the market. You are their future wife. All of these things, men are going to start saying these things to you when you become that version of yourself. And sometimes I'm not really that good at explaining this idea because I'm just so embodied in it that it's really hard to find the words for it. So sometimes it can be hard to teach this kind of stuff because it's just so embodied in me. But hopefully you are hearing what I mean. Okay. So going back to the first point of try to date outside of college campus, because like I said, a lot of those men that are in school, they're not financially ready and able to provide. They're highly competitive with women by nature. And also I always suggest to date a little bit older, because you're gonna naturally be more feminine when you're with a guy who is more mature than you. Okay. And us women, it's just a known fact that we mature a little bit faster than men. So if you can get involved in friend groups outside of your school and create situations for familiarity, relationships always have the best possibility of growing from that. Okay. And all it really takes is knowing one person, making one friend who can introduce you to several other friends, and then you keep putting yourself into that group, and then before you know it, you have many friends, and they're inviting you to all their parties. That's usually how it happens. And then you begin to meet other people, and those people introduce you to other people. So yeah, just get comfortable with that idea. You will also naturally be more in your feminine energy when you are in friend groups than you will be at school. Of course, you can be at school and feminine, but like I said, it's just harder, okay? You're just gonna be more in your structural, ABC, gotta get this done kind of mind frame, which is more masculine, rather than your feminine experience of being in community and connecting and talking and sharing, being around other feminine women, all of this. You're just going to be more naturally sitting in that feminine state. So I hope that you found this to be very helpful. And I know I get this question a lot from you ladies who are young and in school. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube, because I do have a lot of helpful content on there. But as I was saying, the feminine dating course, it's going to show you how to dress according to the male psyche when you are dating. It's going to show you rotational dating. It's going to show you dating etiquette, help you to understand what men are attracted to, body language skills, all of that, all of these skills that you might find to be helpful when you are wanting to show up as high value as possible. And especially when your friend groups are not doing this and they're not familiar with rotational dating, it can be a bit intimidating. I do understand, especially standing out from the crowd. I know, I was once there. That's why I'm here to help you ladies. So I hope that you found this to be very helpful. And I know I get this question a lot from you ladies who are young and in school. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube, because I do have a lot of helpful content on there. But as I was saying, the feminine dating course, it's going to show you how to dress according to the male psyche when you are dating. It's going to show you rotational dating. It's going to show you dating etiquette, help you to understand what men are attracted to, body language skills, all of that, all of these skills that you might find to be helpful when you are wanting to show up as high value as possible. And especially when your friend groups are not doing this and they're not familiar with rotational dating, it can be a bit intimidating. I do understand, especially standing out from the crowd. I know, I was once there. That's why I'm here to help you ladies. So make sure you subscribe here on YouTube for more content like this. Feel free to leave a comment, even reach out via DM or email if you have any certain questions or would like one-on-one coaching advice, okay? Because I do offer that as well. So until the next video, I will talk to you ladies soon. Bye.